All right, ladies and gentlemen, the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy, That's the True Inferno. Back at it with another Throwback Tunes on another Thursday. So last week, I reviewed Juelz Santana's second and, believe it or not, last studio album, What the Game's Been Missing. Now I'm going to review his debut studio album, From Me to You, the letter U. That's what it's called. So this joint came out in 2003. A day after my birthday, August the 19th. So this joint came out under Diplomats Records, Roc-A-Fella Records, and Def Jam as well. Def Jam Recordings, actually. And this joint was recorded from 2002, very good year, to 2003. So the album was seen as the introspective introduction of Juelz Santana to mainstream entertainment. So following appearances on various street mixtapes, and the success of the Diplomats, which, if memory serves correctly, was the group. I thought, yeah, actually they did come out with an album. Did I review that album? I don't think I did. And I do have that album. So if I did not review the album, y'all know what I'm gonna review next week. So yeah, there you go with that. All right, but moving on. Santana was the second member of the group to release a solo album after de facto leader Cameron, obviously. So this was the second official album to be released, while the supergroup was signed to Diplomats Records, a sub-label of Roc-A-Fella Records at the time. Following Cameron's Roc-A-Fella debut, Come Home With Me, which I did review and is really, really good. It's a toss-up between that and Confession and Fire in terms of which one was Cameron's best album. I still have no clue to this day. Let's see. And I'm not going to talk about the chats. Oh, not the chats, the charts rather. Now, here's an interesting note. Though some tracks originally were featured on Juelz's street mixtape, Final Destination, they were still applied to the track listings of the official album as well. So that's very interesting. All right, now I can look at the charts. So this album was 8th on the US Billboard 200 and 3rd on the US Top R&B/Hit by Albums charts. And no, it did not get any certifications, unlike his second album, which was platinum. So, now, here's the real thing. Now, before we get into this part, I gotta mention the producers as well. So, the producers involved were the Heatmakers, Jazzy Fa, Chad Hamilton, Edwards Henson, Charlamagne, Cameron, who was the executive producer, and Jim Jones, who was also the executive producer, which is very interesting. Now, I'm looking at that list. Now, I could be wrong. Right, I could be wrong, but none of these producers are like the typical Roc-A-Fella producers or anybody associated with Roc-A-Fella in terms of producers. So there was no Kanye West, obviously. There was no Just Blaze, nothing like that. So that's very interesting because there was some Roc-A-Fella producers involved with Cameron's debut album with the group, Come Home With Me. So, but none here, which is very interesting. All right, so another thing that was very interesting is that there was only one single from this album. That's very interesting as well. All right, let's take a look at the tracks. There's 20 tracks, and 5 of them are skits. I'm a little hesitant in calling them that, but I'll explain in a second. But either way, I can still give you guys a top 5 and not a top 3. So the first track is called The Champ Is Here, featuring Freaky Zeke. Yeah, expect to see that name a lot. Freaky Zeke. Now, here's the thing about this track. It's 2 minutes, 25 seconds long, and the beat for this track is dope as heck. It's really dope as heck. But all they do is talk. So it's a skit. All right, the second track is One Day I Smile, followed by Okay, Okay. Next up is Down, which is a skit. And again, it's another skit that features Freaky Zeke, but this one also features Monique Garnett. So a skit that features other people. That's very interesting. Track number 5 is the actual track called Down, followed by Monster Music, which features Opera Steve. That's an interesting name. This is my first time hearing about this guy. Track number 7 called Back Again, followed by My Problem, and then in parentheses, Jealousy. Track number 9 is called How I Feel, followed by Why. Track number 11 is called Wherever I Go, featuring Jim Jones. Track number 12 is another skit. Actually, let me go back. How I Feel. That's a skit. Even though it's Juelz Santana actually dropping some bars on that joint, the fact that it's 1 minute and 44 seconds, that's why I'm mostly calling it a skit. It's too short for it to be an actual song. Now, let's get back to track number 12, which is called Dipset, and then parentheses, Santana's Town. And then in another different parentheses, skit. So this is another skit, and it features Freaky Zeke and Monique Garnett. There you go. And then track number 13 is the only single off this album, the actual song, Dipset, and then in parentheses, Santana's Town. This one features Cameron. So finally we get to a song that features Cameron. Track number 14 is another skit called Soiree, and then of course in parentheses, skit. Y'all know who it features. Freaky Ziggy, yeah. Monique Garnett, yeah. But, oh no, somebody new added to it, this track here. Mike Peters. So it features those three individuals in this skit. Then track number 15 is the actual song, Soiree, rather, featuring J.R. Ryder. So that's what's up. Next up, we got Raindrops, followed by My Love, and then parentheses, remix, featuring Juelz Santana. So apparently there was original that was on one of his mixtapes or something. Track number 18 is called Let's Go, featuring Cameron. Track number 19 is called Now What, featuring T.I. And track number 20 is called This Is For My Homies, featuring Jim Jones. So here's another interesting note. Let me count this real quick. So if we got to include some of the tracks that are considered skits, but if we remove some of the other tracks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The Heatmakers produced 12 out of these 20 tracks, which is pretty crazy if I do say so myself. All right, so let's look at the only single off this album, which is called Dipset, Santana's Town. So, and again, it features Cameron. There is a video, music video for this track, and it got Killer Mike making a cameo appearance on this joint. So this song actually made the chart, but before I get to that, it was released July 20th, 2003. And it was 70th on the US Billboard Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs chart. Now here's an interesting note. It was nominated at the 2004 Grammy Awards for the best rap performance by a duo or group. That is very interesting. Now another interesting note is, but that's all the info for that single. But I do want to point out that his track Down actually have a music video. There's a music video for Down, even though it's not a single, apparently. But it does have a music video. Alright, so I'm about to give you guys my favorite tracks off this album from worst to first. And without question, Let's Go is the worst track off this. Well, before I get to that, but yeah, that is the worst track off this album. But I also want to point out how I feel. Like I said, it's a song, but it's short. But that beat is really cool. I want to point that out. Get that out the way. That beat is really, really cool. Alright, but let's get back to Let's Go. That is the worst track off this album. They use that, it's this Marvin Gaye sample that they use. And it's like, no. It's like how they use that sample. I'm like, I don't really hear, this is my first time hearing anybody use that sample. But to just flat out put it on the track, it's like, no, I don't like it. So I didn't like the sample here. The kicks made this track though, because the kicks are excellent. The snare was straight though, and the beat was decent, but barely there. Overall, the track is decent. That's it. I ain't saying it was horrible. It was just decent. And it's the worst track off this album by comparison. Raindrops is next. The melody was straight. The bass is cool. Kicks is decent. The snare is cool. Overall, the track is cool. Next up, This Is For My Homies. The kick and bass made this track. The bass is really cool. It was bumping at times, but could have been more bumping, throughout the track. The kick is really cool. The snare is decent. Should have used a different snare though. Melody is decent. Overall, the track is cool. Monster music is next. The melody/sample is straight. Bass is cool. Kick is cool. Snare is a bit unique, but cool nevertheless. Overall, the track is cool. Down. The melody/sample is cool again. Kick is cool. Snare/clap combos are cool. Need a bass though. Overall, the track is cool. Wherever I go. Drums made this beat. The beat pattern is really cool, as are the kicks. The claps are cool. The snares are cool. Melody is decent though. The track is cool nevertheless. It's got potential. They just should have used a different melody with those drums. Those drums were like on point, for real. Next up is Now What. Melody is cool. The kick is really cool. Snare is really cool. Claps are cool. Bass is decent. It needs way more bass though. Overall, the track is cool. Why? This is a semi-mellow out joint. The melody is cool, as is the kick. The bass is really cool though, but the snare was just straight. Should have used a different snare. The track got some potential, but it's still cool nevertheless. One Day I Smiled. The melody/sample is cool. Bass is really cool, as are the snares. The kick is just cool. Overall, the track is cool. then back again. Melody is cool as are the kicks, snares, and the bass, but there needs to be more of the bass, and the rest of the drums are really cool. Overall, the track is cool. Alright, the 5th best track off this album is Okay Okay. The melody / sample is cool. The 808 is cool, but it needs an actual bass. The snare is cool though. It almost sounds like one of those epic joints. And not saying, oh, it's almost sound epic. No, like one of those epic joints, like you stand over the cliff and you just staring off into the sky or something like that. You know, that type of epic moment, something like that. But either way, the track is still cool nevertheless. 4th best track off this album, My Love Remix. The melody / sample is really cool, but it's all over the place at times with the mix. The kicks / 808 are cool. Snares / snaps combo are really cool. The track is really cool. The best track off this album, Dipset, Santana's Town. This is kind of hard. Like this, y'all should remember. Like some of y'all should remember this track actually. The melody is cool. Kick is cool. Snare is cool. The hi-hats are really cool. The bass is really cool, but needs more of it. Overall, the track is really cool. Second best track off this album is Squale. Melody is cool. The drums made this track though. The kick is really cool, and I just love that snare. That snare is really on point. I like the crash used here. Bass is cool though, but the track is really cool. And the #1 track off this album is My Problem, Jealousy. Semi-mellow joint. The melody is really cool. The kick / 808 is cool. Snaps are really cool here. Overall, the track is really cool. Alright, so let's look at some professional ratings. Okay. AllMusic gave it a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Pitchfork Media gave it 3.2 out of 10. And Rap Reviews gave it a 6 out of 10. So what do I think about this album? Okay, so let's be real. What the game's been missing is obviously his better album out of these 2 studio albums. So that one, his better album from me to you. I would give this one a 3 out of 5. And if you skip it, I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. I won't blame you for it. But if you want to download and check out for yourself, that's fine too. But I recommend that you skip it. You know, obviously there's some really cool tracks on here. There's some cool tracks on here, but not much for me to say, yo, you should give it a shot. I would probably say skip it if you want. But if you're interested, then yeah, knock yourself out. So 3 out of 5 stars. All right, so I'm gonna call it a wrap. So with all that said, y'all know who this is. This is boy the new Jay Gatsby, aka the new Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.